friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, we are in my monthly planner from Erin Condren. We're going to stick down these beautiful stickers from Caffeinated Kate Printables. We're going to be setting up my sinking fund and tracker and my transaction log here, and then we're going to be going into my sinking fund accordion folder. We're going to be counting everything up and getting totals for my starting balances for March. Everything for February has been added. I've done all of the spending that I plan to do from my sinking funds this month, so I'm able to get my totals. We're going to get this all set up and we're going to count some money together today. So if this is the sort of video you like, make sure you take a minute and give it a big thumbs up. And let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys, and I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit so we can get these stickers laid down. I am in the March section of my monthly planner. You guys have already seen me set up all of the other spreads in here, so if you missed any of them, definitely check them out. I guess we'll zoom you back out and give you a little sneak peek in case you missed these videos. So I have my monthly transaction log, I have a savings tracker, I have this dashboard page here, and then I have paychecks 1 through 6 all set up and ready for March to begin. So this is the last spread we're going to be working on together. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down this little strip. I love these stickers from Caffeinated Kate. I think she is so talented. I am capable of making my own stickers using my silhouette portrait, and I might do that for April, but for now I just really wanted to support a small business. And I mean, these designs are gorgeous. Look at that beautiful rainbow pattern. How can you not fall in love with that? So I'm just going to stick down this header. Wowza, that's super crooked. I print my stickers on removable matte paper so that when I lay something down crooked, I can easily peel it right back up. The paper that I use for my stickers, why am I having such a hard time with this? The paper that I use for my stickers is, like I said, it's removable matte, and it's from onlinelabels.com, so I will link that resource down below if you need to find some sticker paper. Oh my gosh. There we go, that's better. I've tried to lay this down before I laid down my little fund header, and I think that's what was giving me so much trouble. My apologies, friends. We're just gonna scoot that up under that G and get this laid out. And we're gonna just start listing out my funds and counting them up and seeing what I've got going on. So the pen I'm going to be using today is actually a friction erasable pen. I'm all out of my Parkoo pens, you guys, all of the black ones. I did place an order for some new ones, but in the meantime, I'm going to use my friction pen. They're not quite as good, in my opinion, as the Parkoo ones, but they'll work in a pinch. So I'm going to set this off to the side for now, and I'm going to pull in my accordion folder that has all of my sinking funds in it, and we are just going to start pulling out cash, counting it up, and getting my balance for my starting balance for March. So the first fund I have here is Amazon Prime, so I'm just going to write that in. And Amazon Prime, as of right now, is fully funded. I will be using this money in the next couple of days to pay my Amazon Prime account. So this has a starting balance, but at the end of the month, this will be empty. But for now, it has, according to my little card here, $149. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in. I can always erase it if it's wrong, but for now, we're going to write that in, and then I'm going to count this and make sure that that's what I have. So I have 50 70, 90, 110, 130, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So I do have $149. I always like to count my funds. I want to make sure that I have an accurate total, make sure I haven't made any math errors or anything like that. I am human after all. So Amazon Prime has a starting balance of $149. Next up, I have my anniversary. And according to the card here, my anniversary has $80 in it. So we'll just go ahead and write that in. And we'll count it up. 20, 40, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. So my anniversary fund has $80 in it. This is for us to be able to celebrate our anniversary. Our wedding anniversary is at the end of March, so we'll be adding a bit of money in here throughout the month so that we can celebrate. All right, next up we have birthdays. And our birthdays fund is completely empty. We celebrated birthdays in January, and my birthday is not until November, so we likely will not be adding anything to birthdays, but we know we have a starting balance of $0. Next up is campground. Our campground fund, according to the card here, has $370. And it's all sorts of willy-nilly, so let me just organize this a little bit. And we'll count this up. 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 70. So that's perfect. Okay, we have campground electric. So the campground fund is to pay our annual campground fee. The campground electric fund is to pay the campground electric bill. Oops. That's what I get for trying to talk and write at the same time. Okay, so campground electric says it has $45 in it. So 20, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. This bill is going to be due here real soon, so we will likely be withdrawing this money and depositing it into the bank to make that payment and start saving up for the next time this bill is due. Next we have car maintenance. Okay, and my car maintenance fund has $277. Seems like it should have more than that. I feel like we've been adding money to this account forever, but I guess it's such small amounts that it doesn't really add up super quick. So 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. So far so good. A lot of times when I double check my sinking funds, I find that I've neglected to write something down, or I have less money than I thought. I've not had an occasion yet where I've had more money than I thought I should have. Unfortunately, that would be a happy surprise. Okay, car maintenance. Next we have car tabs, and car tabs is empty. At the start of the year, I separated my car maintenance and my car tabs fund, and I'm contemplating just putting it back together because I'm not going to be saving for car tabs until closer to the end of the year, and I'm running out of space in my accordion folder for funds that I've been adding, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make car maintenance and car tabs one category again to save space. That's the great thing about personal finance. It's personal. You can change your mind. Okay. So that takes care of that. Next up, we have Christmas, which I've really been neglecting. I need to start adding more money to our Christmas fund for sure. I only added $50 in February, and that's not going to do it. I can't add $50 a month and expect to get to the $1,200 that I want to get to by the end of the year. Luckily, I have time to add to this. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. And that's one of the reasons I've been doing these sinking fund kind of check-ins, so I can take a look and see which funds I've sort of neglected and which ones I need to focus on in the new month. So we said $130, 50, 70, 90, I just had a brain lapse, you guys. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130. You guys ever do that where your brain just stops working for a minute? Happens to me more often than I'd like to admit. Okay, so that takes care of Christmas. Next up, we have clothing. So our clothing envelope has $40 in it. Not a lot, but better than nothing. And so this is something I'll keep in mind during March. We only have $40. That's not going to go very far if we all need new clothing items. So I might want to consider adding extra money to this. Okay, next we have gasoline. I have a cash envelope for gasoline that I put in my wallet and I add money to every week for us to be able to fill our gas tank. But in addition to that, I also have a gasoline sinking fund so that if I run out of gas money, I have extra gas money set aside. And that is because gas is a need, not a want, in my opinion. So my gas fund has $193 in it. And with gas prices being what they are, I'm going to continue to be adding money to this and bulk it up a little bit more just so that I have plenty of backup cash in case of an emergency, a gasoline emergency. So we have 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93. Okay. So far we haven't had any mistakes other than me just dropping my pen just now. So I'm happy with that. Moving right along, our next category is haircuts. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. Sorry, you guys. So our haircuts fund does not have a whole lot of money in it. We've just got $20. So this is another one that I need to concentrate probably on adding money to in March. So haircuts, $20. Next up is holidays. We are right now saving for Easter. We don't have a whole heck of a lot of money in there, but better than nothing. We've got $70. So 50, 60, 70. Pretty easy peasy. Next up, we have home, and our home envelope is empty. We got nothing in there. This is for like home maintenance, that sort of thing, and nothing in there. So that's something I'll need to consider. Next up, we have home insurance. We pay the insurance on our home just once a year. So we save up throughout the year in order to be able to do that. And this right now has $600 in it. So we have 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, $600. So we're doing good. So I'm just going to put this back behind the home insurance tab. And next up we have household. This is a fund that I just started. We are going to start saving for our household items. Prior to this, I was including all of my household items into my grocery budget, and I was finding that I was going way over budget. So I decided to separate things out and see how that goes. Just realized I forgot to write $600 here under home insurance, so we'll write that in. And household has just $50 in it. Super easy to count there. Alright, next up we have my husband's hunting fund. Hunting season doesn't happen until October, so it's not a fund that we are super worried about right this minute. We'll start saving for that closer to the end of summertime. Right now it's got $0 in it, and that's just fine. Okay. Next up we have personal care. This is another new sinking fund that I just started, so there's not a whole heck of a lot in there, and that's totally fine. Personal care has $50 in it. Took me a while to find it because I just kind of stashed it in here. Next up we have pets. My pets fund is empty. This is something I need to remedy because I've decided that rather than just being for like vet visits and whatnot, this pet sinking fund is going to take care of all of our cat food and cat litter and stuff as well. That's a new change that I made to my budget, so I'm going to need to be adding money to this pets fund ASAP. Next up, I have P.O. Box, which is also empty, and this is another one that I'm going to need to be adding money to because I believe my P.O. Box is due to be renewed in April. And it's only, I think, like $50, but it's $50 I won't have if I don't save for it. Okay, property tax. Property tax has just $24 in it. We pay a teeny tiny amount in property taxes. We live in a mobile home, and we essentially just pay property taxes here on our shed. So we pay them in the summer and the winter. We just paid them, so we won't pay them again until I think June. and it's a pretty small amount. I mostly just keep it in here so that I remember that that's coming due. It's just something that happens twice a year, and if I didn't put it in here, I would forget about it till the bill came. So $24, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That takes care of that. Next up, we have savings, and I actually have 3 little subcategories under savings. So I've got 3 separate envelopes to count. I'm going to add up the total of each of these envelopes, and that is what I will put here on my line. So I'm going to grab my calculator, and we're just going to count up each of these envelopes and then add them all together. So for Savopoly, I have $144, 50, 70, 90, 100, 10, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So that's accurate. And we're just going to plug this in here. Whoops. 144 plus what we have here in our 52 weeks savings envelope, which is, according to this, 159, 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140, 45, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So 144 plus 159 plus whatever I have here in my Switch envelope, which is not a whole heck of a lot. I haven't managed to save a ton in my Nintendo Switch category, but every little bit adds up, and that's $50. So 20, 40, 50, so that's accurate. That's good news. So we have 144 plus 159 plus 50 for a grand total of $353 in savings, which is awesome. That is everything I've managed to save in extra savings above and beyond my just typical sinking funds so far in 2021, and I'm excited about that. So next up we have school expenses, and my school expenses envelope is looking pretty puny. Granted, we don't have a ton coming up in school expenses, but it is something that I need to be adding more money to in March. I think I said that though in February too. It was empty at the start of February and I only added $20, so something I might want to focus a little bit more on in March. $20 is better than nothing though. So next up is the boys, but I'm actually not even going to write that in because I don't keep track of their money. Then I have vacation, which has a whopping $0 in it because we are not focused on vacationing for sure. We will be pulling from this fund in the summertime when we go back and forth to our camper. So I might want to reconsider naming this fund just camping so that we have things that we need for our camping season. But for now, it's going to stay vacation and it's going to stay empty because this is just not a priority for us right now. And last but not least, I have YouTube. And this is the money that I have set aside to pay taxes on my YouTube income when I file my 2021 taxes. When YouTube pays out, they do not withhold taxes, so I have to withhold them myself. So according to this card here, there should be $251 in here. 100, 200, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So that's 30% of my income from YouTube so far this year, and that's awesome. So I'm going to get this stuck back behind my YouTube tab That takes care of all of my sinking funds. So that's good. All of my cards were up to date and accurate, which is what I like to see. I'm going to stick in this total line here, and we're going to tally these up and see exactly what I have in all of my sinking funds. And then I'll be able to keep track throughout the year, or throughout the month rather, of what I add and take away from this. So let's do some quick math. So we have 149 plus 80 plus 370 plus 45 plus 277 plus 130 plus 40 plus 193 plus 20 plus 70 plus 600 plus 50 plus 50 plus 24 plus 353 plus 20 plus 251 is $2,722 in sinking funds. All right, so that takes care of that. Now we're just going to flip over and lay a few more stickers down as I am adding money and taking money from my sinking funds. I'm going to keep track of that on the index cards in the accordion file, but also here in a transaction log. So I'm just going to quickly stick the stickers down. For that, this little sticker here says date, description, plus, minus, and balance. So as I am using these funds, I'll keep track of it here. And then I'm just going to stick this little total line down at the bottom so that I can total everything up at the end of the month. We'll stick it right here so it lines up. And I always have a second page on the back here that I can use if this runs over. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I have, what my sinking funds are, and how much I have in them. This accordion folder is now going to get locked up safe and sound in my safe so nothing happens to this cash. And that's going to do it for today. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss a video. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, friends.